afternoon, everybody. Happy hump day. This is Just Parlays with Chris King. I'm along for the ride, man. I'm just hanging out in the coach section as Chris just pretty much does his thing. I'm Scott Steehn, lead handicapper at WHINERS.com. This handsome young gentleman to my left, your right on your radio dial is Chris King. Chris, nice day yesterday, brother. I'm going to start right at the top of the show and tell you that if you listened to the show yesterday and you played those plays, you made some money. How about you, buddy?
Well, it's about time. We've had so many bad breaks where, something inevitably goes wrong. It's kind of like the old USL football funnies video where they're like, sometimes the football gets wet or something else just goes wrong. And, you just want to rip
Whitey. You're killing me, Whitey. I always like the NFL coaches video.
Yeah. And, it could remind me of wanting to be like Jerry Glanville and just say, this is the NFL, and that stands for not for long if you keep making plays like that in this league.
That's right. So tell us what happened yesterday, buddy. What'd you hit?
Well, we had the two-teamer where we talked about Milwaukee and the Dodgers. With that game, you could have taken the Dodgers minus, 8.5 or whatever if you wanted to.
Yep.
I don't know what the odds would have been on that. I'm sure it was.
We had a guy in our comment section talking about playing at minus 7.5 at plus 650.
Plus 650.
Yep.
Sure, why not?
How about a one-game parlay? How about a one-legged parlay? Plus 650.
Yeah, plus 650. Why not?
Super Sly in the house. What up, Super Sly? Happy Wednesday, man.
But then we had the Dodgers, we had the Brewers who tried to give that game away.
So you almost hit the double run line parlay there because obviously the Dodgers covered easily. Brewers were up.
Yeah, and then Williams wilted in the eighth.
Right.
Couldn't hit the strike zone.
The hitter can't pitch every day.
Well, he did. He pitched the ninth.
Oh, that's right. They were saving it. That's right. They were using him as a setup man. You're absolutely right. So,
but then we had the four-teamer where if you were to bet, we had the Astros. They blanked the Twins. We had the Yankees. Aaron Judge bailed us out with a walk-off shot in the ninth.
When you're running good, baby. That's when you're running good.
We had the Hurricanes over the Bruins. They won that one convincingly 5-1. So the puck line was a nice plus 175 on that one. And we talked about the Rockies and the Giants going over, and that game was over by the fifth inning.
So if you had been a $100 player on that parlay, what would you have made?
It was over $1,800.
There you go. That's an 18-1 parlay. That's the thing. When you play parlays, you just have to strap in for a wild ride. There's going to be variance. There's going to be days where you hit nothing. But you're going to have every once in a while, once a week, every once in a couple of weeks, you're going to hit one of those monsters, and that's what keeps you coming back. So,
yeah, and just to throw that out there on the premiums, because we have those too, like you and I have talked about. On the premiums yesterday, I had a four-teamer with the Astros, the White Sox, who won, I think it was 4 or 5-1, so they cover the run line. I had the Hurricanes there. And I had the Giants on the run line, which was at plus 120. So that turned into, you had 4 plus numbers in front of you. Yep. Plus 120, plus 130, plus 125, and plus 185. And it ended up going for about $3,100 off a $100 bet.
There you go. That's what keeps them coming back, baby. So if you want to ride the parlay train and get involved with even more Chris's picks, check out his premium picks. I kind of feel overshadowed. My premiums went 3-0 yesterday. I'm 8-1 last 3 days, but
yeah, you've been on a roll yourself.
I know, but I'm not hitting any 32-1s, baby. So
but it's you can't really when you're only doing one game at a time. But hitting all those single ones still puts money in your pocket. And that's what people sometimes overlook.
There you go. So if you're interested in my parlays, you can. Now you got me doing it. If you're interested in my premium picks, the link to both of our services is in the description. We'll say some shout outs here. What's up, Ninja? Said Suns -8, better value yesterday. Very good. Said Kevin Kiley, I did it after 2 losing days. My biggest wagers of my 42 years of betting sports had Miami -2.5 and Phoenix -7. Side plays $100, 2-team parlay. Takes me to the casino to collect $3,000 today. Boom.
Nice. We'll take a cut of that. Thanks.
You'll take no cut of that, Kevin. That's all yours, baby.
Okay. Well, Scott won't. I'll take a cut.
Nicely
He
done.
didn't do anything but stand here anyway.
Nicely done indeed, my friend. Very good. Very good. Love to hear those stories of success. Hey, don't forget to like our little shizzle here. If you smash that thumb, we'd appreciate it. Get subscribed to the Winners and Winers YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel as well. And don't forget that tomorrow we'll be, or on Friday rather, we'll be taping our NASCAR show. We're gonna have a special guest on. Pretty excited about that on our NASCAR show. We are, and Allie Burns,
Mark Martin
will be joining Scott and I. It is not Mark Martin. Sorry, buddy. What else? Check out all the great the whole great lineup here. We're here at Max Wagers Network. Noon, it is what?
Midday Money with Sean Higgs.
There you go. And then at 1 o'clock, it's Allie Burns doing Morning Wood, giving everybody Morning Wood. Chris and I at, of course, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is Scott and I doing Back to the Window. Sean Miller and the Soccer Show. What's the name of his show?
I don't even know if they have an official show title.
Oh, you know they do. It's,
I've only seen it as betting and winning on World Soccer.
There you go. Betting and winning on World Soccer. That just rolls off the tip of your tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that they actually had a name for it.
And then 5 o'clock, of course, Tim Earl, Nick Earl, and Detroit Lenny.
The law firm of Earl and Detroit Lenny.
Bring it all home with Game Time Decision. Right. So, do you have a special write-up on the Penguins that we want to wait for? Or you want to talk about it now?
Either way, I mean, I'm rooting against the Penguins tonight just because I think if Pittsburgh's going to win the series, they'll win it at home. I was disappointed with the way the Rangers played in Pittsburgh, but backs to the wall. They have to put forth a better performance. I'm surprised that they didn't play Georgiev more instead of Shesterkin, but what can you do?
What can you do? What can you do? You can
complain about it, but
exactly. You can bitch, but it's we're going to talk about the Warriors in Memphis total.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that because there's only 2 NBA games. So
we'll get to that, Ninja. Hang tight, baby. But first, I got to plug Caesars. You know the drill. Free bet insurance up to $1,100. All the states where Caesars is. You make that first bet. If you want to make your biggest bet in 42 years, if you've got a lock like Kevin did last night, then you have a great opportunity to take advantage of that. You can bet, like I said, up to $1,000 and have Caesars pay the juice of the extra hundo. So it's $1,100 total bet insurance. If you win, you win $1,000. If you lose, Caesars makes it good and makes your account whole like it never happened. Of course, you don't have to bet $1,000. You can bet 500. You can bet 100. Whatever's good for you, but it's your first bet, so make it count. And the code for that is ATS wins Caesar, CZR, ATS WINS CZR. That is in the show description, as well as the link. You must be 21 to play, except New Hampshire or Wyoming, where you have to be 5. That's weird, isn't it? No, you have to be 18.
In Germany, you probably only have to be 5.
Oh, yeah, they can drink beer and shit at 3 in grade school, right? They have beer breaks and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Why not?
They have sippy steins. Right?
Good stuff if you can get it, right?
Absolutely true, my friend. So yeah, you guys you know what we did yesterday? It was a fine day for both of us. It was kind of a fun day. Did you watch that Angels game? You watched no hitter?
I watched the tail end of it.
That one, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought Detmers was going to pitch the way Kluber did, and
right.
Kluber, I guess he's done at this point. I mean, he just got shelled again. Not a whole lot of good to say about that outing by him. And
nope.
And kudos to Reed Detmers for throwing that no hitter. But I told you this last night, and I'll tell you it again. Reed Detmers is no Bobo Holloman.
There you go. And because you sub-reference more than any sports person I know, tell us all who Bobo Holloman was.
Bobo Holloman pitched for the St. Louis Browns back in 1953. Started as a reliever. Ended up saying that he didn't want to be a reliever. Went and told the manager he wanted to start. So his first major league start, they put him out there. He threw a no-hitter. After that, he was terrible. He finished 3-7 with a 5.23 ERA, walked 50 guys, and struck out 25 on the year. And he was out of Major League Baseball by the end of the 53 season, never played again.
And, of course, I told you couldn't use Philip Umber, huh?
It's Philip Humber, not Umber.
No, actually it is Umber. It's not. It's spelled with an H, but you don't pronounce it, just like mine.
Yeah, but you typed it without the H.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
My bad. Bryce Multane in the house. What up? Bryce and Unknown Entity said, let's cash, folks. Hey, where were you yesterday? Chris did nothing but cash.
He was here yesterday. He said he was here, coach, but he was late.
That's right. Yeah, Chris was like driving around in the back of a flatbed pickup truck, just throwing money out of a bag. I don't know how you guys missed that. Do you think I should stay away from the casino for a couple of days to enjoy my winnings? My girlfriend was cleaning behind her TV and knocked her 55-inch TV over, and it broke her screen. I think you should go buy your girlfriend a new TV with that money. I am always a proponent of staying out of the casino. If you're at a table game and you get a big win, I'm a big advocate of stepping away and turning those chips into cash. If you want to keep playing, that's up to you. But turning those, once you have that cash in your hand, turning them back into chips is a little more difficult than it is just betting the chips.
And let's, as Kenny Rogers says, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Well, now see, I'm by nature conservative. I think I spend a lot of time watching people go broke in the casino, so I'm a conservative gambler by nature. I'm always one to tuck my winnings away and walk away ahead. However, there are some people out there who will tell you now that you've got a win under your belt, it's a great time to push it. Try for that huge monster win. That not maybe that life-changing money where you can put something together and put together a 5-digit win. And there's guys that have success doing that. So it's all about you. How much $3,000 means to you. You know, some guys obviously it means something different to everybody.
True.
Some people are like, oh shit, I fucking have an easy month. That's fantastic, or an easy 6 months. And some people are like, yeah, it's just part of my winning. So a lot of factors involved, you know.
Yeah, that's so I tip the pizza guy.
Ryan Page getting involved with a little pun. How about are the Giants going to cool off Chad Cool today? Speaking of guys with an H for no reason in their name.
Speaking of a guy who shouldn't be pitching as well as he is, considering he sucked in Pittsburgh. I mean, now you're pitching in Colorado, and all of a sudden you're going to pitch good. I mean, that makes no sense.
Except, Chris, it's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, I know. He's facing Alex Cobb today, so I'm not necessarily optimistic about the Giants as much as I should be. But, I mean, Cobb hasn't been all that great either when you look. He's only pitched a handful of games, 15 innings in 4 starts. He's coming off a terrible outing. A couple starts ago, May 1st, he went 2/3 of an inning against the Nationals in an 11-5 loss.
There you go.
5 runs, only 1 earned, but 4 hits and 3 walks without striking anybody out.
By the way, Kevin says it means a lot, that $3,000. So my official advice would be
is to walk away.
I would take 500 of it, which is a nice payoff, which is a nice payoff on your $100 bet. Put it towards something nice, whether it's a TV, whether it's a weekend out of town, whatever. Take that $2,500, put it away. That's what I would do.
I would agree. I agree with Scott. I mean, as the Steve Miller Band said, go on, take the money and run.
The money and run, man. Hoo. All right, ready to get some games?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit some of the schedule here.
Hit it, baby. What do we got?
We're going to start with an exciting matchup between the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals.
Ooh.
Game coming to you from Jim Williams' backyard. Conveniently located down the street from the Walmart and the Ghetto Arby's. The Mets 19.
Is any of that true?
No.
I thought what is the Ghetto Arby? Where does that even come from?
It's from a prank phone call where somebody pretended to be CM Punk calling a Planet Fitness in St. Louis, and he's like, "Yeah, down by the Ghetto Arby's."
Never heard that, man. Never heard that. All right, that's.
But the Mets 19-8. They're 9-6 on the road.
It's Chris Steehn, everybody at Betting Royalty. You can get him there. DM him at Betting Royalty. Thanks very much. Go ahead, bud.
The Nationals 12-16. They're below 500 at home. Tyler McGill, I underestimated this guy.
Who didn't?
At the start of the year.
Agreed.
I mean, he was 4-6 last year. Gave up, I think, 18 or 19 homers and 18 starts.
We faded him first start. He beat our ass.
I faded him. I faded him opening day too. I said, well, he's gonna suck.
Whooped us.
Yep. And he's been good all season.
There. Scherzer's not there. They're fucked. McGill, go on. Give me.
Yeah, I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Right. Unless it's Jimmy McGill, I don't give a shit about you. Yeah, he smoked us. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, he's 4-1 with a 2.43 ERA. 0.
And you get interrupted a lot. That must be fucking annoying.
Yeah, well, you get used to it. 8 walks and 36 strikeouts and 33 and a third. Aron Sanchez. You know, I remember when this guy was supposed to be a hot prospect back when he pitched for the Blue Jays in 2014.
Okay.
Now he's not good. 1-2, 8.56 ERA, 1.537 WHIP, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts over 13 and 2/3. He's bounced around. He went from Toronto to Houston to San Francisco last year. Now he's in Washington. And let's face it, the Nationals pitching has been brutal. We've talked about Patrick Corbin before, where he makes every hitter look like, Ted Williams in his prime.
Yeah, what, 1,000 OPS off of him or some shit? It's
430 OBP.
Yeah, not good. Not good, Bob.
The Mets 6th in the majors in runs per game, 452. They're 7th on the road at 476. See, the Nationals are good offensively. They're 14th at 4.10 runs a game until you look at when they play at Nationals Park.
Mm-hmm.
Dead last in scoring at home, 2.2 runs a game. That's it.
That's not good at all, my friend.
The Mets 7-2 in their last 9 on the road with a total between 7 and 8.5, and it's set at 8 right now. They're 15-5 in their last 20 against a right-handed starter, 6-2 in their last 8 on the road against a right-handed starter. Washington 6-20 in their last 26 at home against right-handed pitching, 10-41 in their last 51 as a home underdog, and they're 0-8 in their last 8 home games with a total set between 7 and 8.5.
Not good. By the way, 10-41 in the 50 in their 51, not 10. I think you said 10-51 in their last 51.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, 10-41.
So,
yeah, 0-8 in their last 8 at home.
Still very bad. Well, I got to tell you, I like the Nationals here. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say we're gonna submit you for a drug test right after the show.
I just wanted a drop to use for the highlight reel when the Nationals win this. No, I'm all over the Mets here. I think that's a fine play.
And Jim said it was harsh that we talked about the ghetto Arby's.
I don't even know. That is, you own that 100%. I have nothing to do with that other than saying, what the fuck were you talking about? So
you say that about just about everything we talk about on the show. So
yeah, you'll get me occasionally. I don't know what the hell you're saying. So yeah.
All right. Good. So you're on the Mets then too.
I'm on the Mets too. Yeah.
I'm sure Tim Earle's on the Mets. He's not in the chat at the moment, but I'm sure he's backing the Mets.
Big Mets guy. Brian Gillihan is here talking about a guy that hit a nice parlay yesterday himself. And not the first one he's hit in the comment section. If you guys watch my video, which you should, I do a daily pick video. Definitely check that out because I let everybody post in the comment section, put the best plays up. This cat, this Brian Gillihan, this motherfucker can do some parlays now. So you could do worse than check him out right after you're playing your Chris King parlays.
And Jim said Sanchez was good in the last 2/3 of an inning he pitched.
Well, that's something.
So he's apparently retired 2 straight hitters.
So it's not Anibal Sanchez?
No, not Anibal Sanchez.
Kevin says, I'll take your very good advice. I'll have fun, buy some things we couldn't afford until now. First thing, 55-inch TV. There you go, brother.
That's the way to do it.
I've burned my TV out, by the way. I also have a 55-inch screen. It's about 3 years old. And instead of turning it off, it would go to the screensaver, but then it would just go to this kind of dank blue screen that I never really fucked with just turning the TV off. Because it takes a while to start up and everything, and and
you're that impatient that you could
now
wait 10 seconds for the TV to turn off.
Correct. It takes about 30 seconds. I don't have that kind of time. So now, as a consequence, I have completely burned out whatever on my TV, and everything has a slightly blue tint to it.
So it's time for TV.
It is. I got to get one before football season. No question.
I've got
on my computer.
Yeah, I've got a 60-inch in the living room. So
I think that's what I'm going to go, a 60-inch.
It takes up a nice chunk of the wall,
Yep. All right, what else we got? Mets, yes. For check.
All right, now we got the Cardinals and the Orioles, and kudos to Kyle Bradish yesterday. The rookie pitcher for the O's became the first Orioles rookie to strike out 10 guys in a game since, do you know who, Scott?
I'm going to go with Jim Palmer.
No, it's not quite that far back.
John Means?
Nope, it's not Scott McGregor either or Mike Flanagan.
All right.
Since Wei Yin Chen in 2012.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know everybody was excited about him.
He's back. I thought you were gone again. You locked up for like 10 seconds.
Oh, really?
The last thing we heard you say was Wei Lynch. And
yeah, Wei Yin Chen. I'm sure everybody was excited about when he was pitching.
that's the dude that went to Miami, right?
Yes, it is.
His second to the last season there, he had the most unbelievable splits. He was awful on the road and unbeatable at home. We rode that so hard because he would be so undervalued because he'd get shelled on the road and he'd come home. We did it for the whole season, man. I will always have a special place in my heart for Wei Yin Chen.
Yeah, and he stopped. He retired. Well, he left in 2018. I'm just like, so you're talking about or 2019. So in 2018, you did that?
I believe that is correct, unless he lasted an extra year that I'm not aware of, and it was either 2017 or 2018.
Let's see. In 2018, Chen splits 5-3 at home with a 1.62 ERA.
Yep.
1-9 with a 9.27 ERA on the road.
Yep. That's it, buddy. That's right. An 8-point differential ERA home and away. Never saw
his whip doubled.
Yeah. Never saw anything like it in my life. Just unbelievable.
Those are some weird numbers.
Yep. He was such a giver to us.
His control was out of whack too, because he walked 22 and struck out 74 at home, and walked 25 and struck out 37 on the road. Yeah, his ratios were crazy. It was the whole thing was crazy, and it just happened time after time. So anyway, interesting. But yeah, Spencer Watkins. I remember. Go ahead, Spencer Watkins sucks. He's got no record, so I mean, give him credit for that. He's made 5 starts and hasn't gotten a decision. Oh, 2 arrests, no convictions. Well, right. I mean, I think he took a plea bargain. 3.22 ERA, 1.3388 WHIP, 10 walks, 10 strikeouts at 22 1/3. But he's facing Miles Mikolas, and we've talked about him with his with his Tom Selleck mustache from the Magnum PI era. 2-1 with a 1.53 ERA at 0.991 WHIP, 7 walks, 28 strikeouts over 35 1/3. Baltimore 25th in runs per game, 357. They're 24th on the road. Cardinals 11th in runs per game, 12th at home. St. Louis 4-1 in their last 5 interleague games as a favorite, 4-1 in their last 5 at home against a right-handed starter, 6-2 in their last 8 interleague home games. Baltimore not good in interleague play. Even with yesterday's win, they're still just 2-10 in their last dozen against the NL Central, and they're 0-5 in their last 5 interleague road games against right-handed pitching. I don't like the Cardinals, so for me to actually put the Cardinals up here on the board means that it must be a favorable matchup, because everybody knows that as a Cubs fan, the one team you hate the most is the St. Louis Cardinals, and it has nothing to do with Lou Brock for Ernie Broglio. It's something Chris and I have in common, a deep-seated hatred of the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah. They're the best fans of baseball, though, Chris. Yeah, according to Mike Shannon, who I swear was drunk every time I listened to him on as a Cubs fan, I don't know how many stones I'd be throwing about my announcer being drunk. Yeah, but at least you knew Harry Carey was drunk. He was drinking on the air. That was just the best, man. He would go. We were watching him on TV. He'd do the first 3, and then he'd go do radio 4, 5, and 6, and he would come back to do the 7th inning just fucking hammered. Just hammered in the 7th inning. And I tell you, that's where Harry Doyle came from. Oh, has to be. Has to be. If you didn't, although, have you ever listened to Euchre do radio? Yeah. Oh my God, it's hilarious. The MLB package. If you get the MLB package, where you can have the option of listening to audio from every team. Yep. MLB TV. We would just constantly listen to Milwaukee Brewers games when Euchre was doing them. Just fan. And you talk about somebody that can segue a commercial better than anybody else. He's kind of hot dogging it out there. And, speaking of hot dogs, don't forget those Hebrew Nationals or whatever. Johnsonville brats are on sale down. Oh, yeah. I like the Johnsonville brats myself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he could segue like nobody ever saw. So, I mean, I liked him on Mr. Belvedere, too, He was fine. He was fine. He's no Alex Karras, but well, no, he was no Alex Karras, but I mean, and don't forget all the Miller Lite commercials. I must be in the front row. You ain't laying 220 here, are you? This is no. I'm going with the line there. I don't think Watkins is going to have the luck that Bradish did yesterday. And we're always getting new viewers, so sometimes you should always talk about the fact that you put both numbers up there for the people that maybe are just looking for a sweetener for their parlay.
something
because
like
we get some people, and every time we send out the previews, I get people saying, we don't want to play the money line, we want to play the puck line or the run
do it.
line or everything else.
Do it.
And or we don't want to lay the points, we just want the money line. So that's why I put them both there. And that way you have the option of picking whichever one you want.
And without a parlay calculator in front of me, I'm thinking if you put minus 220 in a 2-team parlay, you're getting close to minus 110, minus 120, something like that. So you're getting close to making it a regular bet if you play 200 money lines. Would be my
let me see. I'll punch
you
it up.
ciphering it out there, Chris?
Yeah, I always keep my parlay calculator on
That
a
is
tab.
damn handy.
Yeah, if you bet 2 minus 1 or 220s, the return would be 111.
Okay, I was right in the ballpark. I said between 110 and 120. So
yep.
All right, what else we got?
Well, now we're gonna go to the ice because everybody wants to know about the hockey playoffs.
What would Brian Boitano do?
Exactly. And Jim says he has plenty of Bob Uecker stories. He worked with him in the 80s.
Oh, that'd be excellent. We should have Jim on the show sometime.
Yeah, he should stop by,
All right, what would Brian Boitano
introduce him to the audience?
What do we got here, buddy?
Well, Ryan asked about the Rangers and the Penguins, and I said I was backing the Rangers just because I think Pittsburgh will close this one out at home. I'm still not sold on Louis Domingue. I think Pittsburgh is hoping that they can get Tristan Jarry back, hopefully before round 2, because I don't think Domingue is going to hold up against a Florida or a Carolina or a team like that. He's played well in the series, I'll give him that, but I don't know if it's so much that he's played well or Pittsburgh scored a shitload of goals. Because, when you're scoring 6 and 7 goals a night, you got a little more cushion to work with than, say, a 2-1 game.
Very true. You see that with pitchers sometimes. That's why one-loss records mean very little when it comes to Major League Baseball pitchers.
Yeah, because you look at the runs. I remember back in the early 90s, mid-90s, maybe, Frank Castillo never got any run support for the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same with Ted Lilly in the early 2010s. He barely got run support. Randy Wells was the same way. But then you'd see these guys that would get like 8 runs of support a game, and they're, this guy's 17-2. Well, to quote Scott Reichel, I could go 17-2 if I was getting 8 runs of support.
Oh, very good. So this is just kind of a feeling for you here
this is me thinking that the Rangers aren't as bad as they've played in these last couple of games, because if you look at their numbers all season long, and they were very good in their own end. I don't know what the hell has been going on in the playoffs where all of a sudden, they think, well, I guess we can go home now.
It's quite an impression.
Yeah, I mean, look at the last couple of games, back-to-back games where they gave up 7 goals. I don't recall them giving up 7 goals that many, or twice. Definitely not back-to-back games all year.
Right.
But I just think that this is going to be a bounce back for him. Shesterkin's got to play better. I mean, he's a Vezina finalist, for crying out loud, and you're getting lit up like the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center, or like Ron Tugnut's in net. What? No puns about Ron Tugnut?
I don't know what the hell that is.
Ron Tugnut was a backup goaltender.
I did not know there was anybody that ever walked the face of the planet named Tugnut.
Yep.
Because I certainly would have brought it up before now. Because in my heart, no matter how many birthdays I've had, I'm still 12.
Then you should look him up, because Ron Tugnut actually played in the National Hockey League from 19. Let's see, he was drafted in 86 by Quebec. Started in the National Hockey League in 1987 with the Nordiques. Went on to play for the Oilers, the Mighty Ducks, the Canadiens, the Senators, the Penguins, the Blue Jackets, and the Stars before retiring in 03-04.
Don't need his hockey reference page. Just, you had me at Tugnut. I'm done. I'm dead. All right. So Rangers down 3-1, coming back home, laying money. And
at least it's not. This is actually the least prohibitive line for a favorite on the ice tonight.
And they've given up 14 goals in the last 2 games.
But that was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, sure, where it's, you get the wind and everything. And
well, no, I'm just saying Pittsburgh plays well at home, and Jim and I talked about that all season with the way they play at the Glass House.
Okay, all right, very good.
And now we've got, look at that, the
Bold
Dallas
strategy,
Stars.
Cotton. The Dallas Stars. There you go. Oh, look at you with a plus 190, huh?
Yeah, I'm just concerned, and you'll look at the numbers here. These two teams have scored 7 goals apiece in 4 games. Calgary scored 4 goals the other night. What does that tell you about their offense?
That they're getting better.
Okay, one of their goals was an empty net goal.
That's true.
Another goal came on a penalty shot.
Okay, not ideal.
Jake Ottinger, yeah, he took the loss the other night for Dallas. He stopped 50 shots.
It's a tough loss.
It is. But, I mean, you think about that. Like I said, Calgary scored 4 the other night. That means they scored 3 in the first 3 games of the series. Neither team is scoring.
So they've each put up – it was kind of a confusing statement you opened with. They've played 4 games.
Yep. Each team has 7 goals.
7 goals total.
Yes.
Not 7 goals per game.
No.
They have 7 goals over the 4 games, or an average of 1.75. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So there's not a lot of wiggle room here for any. It seems like, if you score and you take the lead, you're just intent on trying to win 1-0 or 2-1. Nobody's trying to pile on goals.
I'm going to make a bold prediction and say we see the under in this game in shot in the dark.
Actually, you're going to see the under in this game before that.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair.
But here's something for you about that. The one game that went over in this series was because Dallas scored an empty net goal with less than a second to go.
Yeah, we had that on Call the Cops with 0.1 seconds left.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Jake Ottinger against Markstrom again. Both goaltenders have been great. Not going to take anything away from them. Sly says if the Flames and Oilers both bow out in the first round, he'll be overjoyed.
Okay.
Because he's a Winnipeg fan.
All right. Fair enough. By the way, the game that went over that Chris was talking about, the total was 5.5, and it landed 6 with the empty netter there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they went nuts and went 7-4 or anything.
Well, for this series, 6 is going nuts.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, you look at that. Then you had the other game this game the other night was 4-1. So there's 11 of your 14 goals in 2 games.
So you've had 14 goals in 4 games basically. So you're
Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has scored 14 by themselves in the last 2.
Beautiful. All right.
But you look there at the bottom line. There's got Dallas 8-3 in the last 11 meetings in Cowtown.
Oh,
so I'll take the plus money there.
All right, that's solid. 190. That's a nice payoff. You don't have to parlay that with anything to have a nice payday.
Yep.
All
and
right.
now we're going to the NBA.
Okay.
See, it says NBA.
That's fair.
Celtics and Bucks. What do you got on this one, in your opinion?
Man,
I don't know if you made this a premium or anything.
I've not. I didn't do anything with this game because these teams are psycho. So far it's been a very weird series. You think you know something. You think that somebody's got a line, and you look at the team, and Horford went nuts the other night
again.
I know he had 26, 28 the game before that.
Yeah, and then I think he had a playoff career high the other night.
So I liked him. I liked him the other night in Minnesota. Now they're coming back home. To me, it's impossible not to like the Celtics here in this spot. But at 5.5, I can't bet against the champs and lay 5.5. I just can't do it.
So basically, what you're saying about this series is, to quote the late Roddy Piper, just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions.
Yeah, that's pretty similar. Okay, yeah, I can live with that. I mean, the one constant, Ray, has been baseball. No, the one constant in this game, for the most part. Now they did kind of slip up last time because they had a big fourth quarter, but
right,
it's been the under. It's been the defense by both of these teams. Of course, Boston played good defense all year long.
Yep,
and Milwaukee was kind of middle of the road, but just like they did last year, they really stepped up their game on the defensive side once the playoffs started. So, even surrendering 116 to Milwaukee the other night, or to Boston rather, they've 17, 26, 15. They've given up less than 104 per game in the playoffs to the Celtics. So
and overall in the playoffs, going back to the first round, Milwaukee's allowing 99 a night.
Yeah, stoned them in the first round, but still, we're seeing numbers over 210 in this series because of the offensive potential for Milwaukee. I'm assuming. I'm still playing the under here, bud. 213.
Yeah, I am as well.
I gotta play the under. I'm just staying away. I'm staying away from the side. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say Celtics win, Bucks cover.
I could see that.
But that's kind of threading the needle,
Well, sometimes you got to do that, right? As Sting said in All This Time, better to be poor than be a fat man in the eye of a needle.
What? I'm right here, dude. All right, very good. What else you got?
I'm looking for Golden State to close out Memphis. We know Ja Morant is apparently going to be done for the playoffs now with a bone bruise. Hopefully we don't have another snooze fest with the bent rims like we saw at the Chase Center the other day.
Put a bullet in my head. Just put a bullet in my head.
Yeah, that game was terrible. I mean, did anybody hit any threes? I mean, every time I kept looking, Klay Thompson was like 0 for 50.
Just keep gunning. Just keep swimming, baby. Just keep shooting. Shooters shoot, Chris.
Yeah, well, in that game, shooters shot bricks because the field goal percentage were absolutely abysmal.
A couple of the all-time great three-point shooters, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, too. I don't know. You put Klay Thompson top 10 three-point shooters, you think?
Yeah, probably.
Prime Klay, not necessarily today, but prime Klay.
Yeah, prime Klay, almost definitely, I would say.
Okay. All right.
But you're looking at the shooting in there. Dylan Brooks was 2 for 9 from 3. Somebody should have told Jaren Jackson to stop shooting out there. He was 0 for 7.
Yeah, we've talked about him. He just the kid loves to shoot.
Bane only took 8 shots in almost 37 minutes, so he's
hurting.
Yeah, he's reeling.
That back is a problem.
And Thompson was 0 for 7. Curry was 4 for 14. Wiggins was 1 for 5. The only guy that hit any threes with any regularity was Otto Porter, who was 4 for 6. And you're like, why is Otto Porter shooting threes?
I once had a job as an Otto Porter. Does that count?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you here. I think the Warriors close it out. I'm just going to go into the theory that there's no way that game could be as bad as it was the other night. It was one of the worst basketball games I've ever seen in my life.
Are you leaning under there too, or?
I'd have to. I'd have
based on what we saw the other day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've liked the under in all the games in this series, and I know it's split so far, but they opened up big, and then Golden State went nuts in Game 3, putting up 142. But
yep,
I'm still leaning to the under here. What do we got at 219? God damn it.
Oh, see, Covers has it at 220.
Okay. Well, that's probably because there's over money coming in. No, I'm not getting involved at 219. I assumed it was going to be 22, 23.
Yeah, PointsBet has it at 220.
Nope. I'm passing. Give me I'm the opposite of the other one. I want nothing with total. I'll take the side. I'll take the Warriors to close it.
Well, there you go.
On the road.
You heard it here first.
Let's make some money, buddy.
All right. That takes us to 2 for the money, which we've talked about these games already. And see, I told you that under was going to pop up sooner rather than later, and there it is.
There it is.
I thought about putting in a shot in the dark, and then I said,
no, it's good.
These teams haven't scored shit in this series.
You're absolutely right. So that 185 220 player parlay, if you wanted to play it on the money line, probably going to be close to even money.
Let's take a look.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
and if you want to
we're just trying to inform people, like you said, because
we don't hate you if you want to mix and match. If you really like one of those and you go, I'm not so sure about that.
124.
Okay. Oh, so even better than I thought. So yeah, beautiful. And then you like the Warriors to come out and play against Memphis,
right?
And of course the game we talked about earlier, Stars Flames under.
Now watch, all of a sudden both teams will pull their goalies and it'll be like 17 to 12 or something.
It happens. It happens, buddy. But I think that's probably my favorite play on the board so far.
There you go.
Okay.
And that takes us to 4 for the show, where we've got the Astros over the Twins, Jose Urquidy going against Chris Archer. And if there's one thing I've learned in all the years of following professional sports, it's that Chris Archer sucks.
Well, that's not necessarily true. He didn't suck for a long time, but He has sucked lately, but
he hasn't been good in how many years?
Was 5? Was that trade to Pittsburgh?
He traded to Pittsburgh in
17?
2018.
18. Okay. Yeah. So,
But you got to figure in 2016 he led the American League in losses.
with Tampa Bay, did he really?
Yep, 9-19.
I thought he was better than that at Tampa. I thought he was an actual like frontline, strong 2, light 1 kind of starter.
That's what I thought too. But his last winning season came in 2014.
Okay. All right.
He was 10-9.
All right. Well, he's found a second life in his career, but you're fading him today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like the way the Twins have played, but I guess Buxton still is. He finds ways to avoid the injured list and still miss a ton of games.
I ain't that hurt, Coach.
But like we said before, he's the guy that stirs the drink for the Twins offensively.
And
if he's not in the lineup,
yep. All right.
You look, he leads the league he leads the team in homers. He leads the team in OPS. He probably leads the team in RBIs for all I know.
Felonies.
That was a.
Well,
he's been convicted of some felonies, has he? It doesn't say that here. Well, he should be.
Angels -130. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's Shohei Ohtani going against Shane McClanahan, and I'm sure Tampa Bay might get a hit or two.
Your first place, Los Angeles Angels. This is a streaky, weird Tampa Bay squad.
I swear they're bipolar.
I just don't understand it. They just they had their they have a 7-game winning streak, 6-game winning streak. 6-game winning streak. Now they've lost 3 straight, 1 to Seattle, 2 to the Angels, and they're not scoring just 4 runs in their last 2 games. And I guess you could say or 3 games, and they could say they're not hitting because last night they got no hits. So
then they're definitely not hitting.
Not ideal at all. And the weird thing is they are just not able to get anything going. So and
their pitching hasn't been good in this series either because they've given up 23 runs in 2 games.
Yeah, it certainly, of course, they really gave up like 8 or 9 runs yesterday.
Okay, so we'll say they gave up 19 runs then.
Yeah, once you put Brett Phillips into pitch, I think you've pretty much written it off. I'm not impressed with McClanahan. He has been okay, but he has not been great. He has 2 quality starts in 5 starts. In 6 starts. Yeah, just 2 he's gone at least 6, giving up 3 runs or less. I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I'll ride Shohei Ohtani. He was extremely good last time out. 11 strikeouts. He struggled a little bit against Cleveland, but he was fantastic against Houston to start before that, giving up just 1 hit in 6 innings, no runs.
Got 1 goddamn hit.
So yes, I'm with you on this one too, buddy.
I'm going to ride Antetokounmpo over 31.5, like Rachel was saying the other day when we were texting back and forth. Boston hasn't been able to stop him. I mean, and without Middleton, who else are you going to rely on to put up points? We saw Antetokounmpo took 30-some shots the other day.
Yep. Kind of looking.
He's probably going to take 30-some again.
You're looking for Drew Holiday there a little bit, but I think you're absolutely right. It's 2 very good reasons put together. They don't have much else right now, and no one can stop him.
Yeah, I mean, you look. He was what did he shoot here in Game 4? 14 for 32.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
And he would have had more points if he hadn't gone 6 of 11 at the free throw line.
Right. So okay,
but and then you look at the flip side of that. Holiday was 5 of 22.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt a lot in that game.
Scott Nowak said even at -150, he took the Penguins to go over team total over 2.5. I think that's a safe bet.
I like that. I think that's a solid play indeed.
And finally, in the 4-teamer, I'm going to go with the Mariners -150 over the Phillies. It's our good buddy Scott Logan Gilbert on the mound against Bailey Falter.
What a great name for a pitcher. Is he going to do well today, or is he going to, Bailey Falter? I think Bailey Falter.
Originally, they were listing Uris Familia as starting. I'm like, why the hell would you put your closer /8th/whatever inning guy in to open the game. But then I said, well, it's the Phillies. They don't have any pitchers anyway. Because I mean, we talked about that yesterday, where I said we faded the Mariners and they turned around, and they would turn around and win because
Right.
Aaron Nola was horrible. And now I can't figure Nola out either. I mean, he's a better pitcher than what he's got for a record. I mean, he wasn't helped by 4 errors yesterday.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
So,
not.
but that's the Phillies' problem, because everybody talked about, the Phillies, their lineup scares you. But, if I'm a Phillies fan, what scares me? Playing an outfield with Schwarber and Castellanos and whoever they're going to stick in center field.
You don't have to worry about tripping over Gold Gloves out there. I'll just say that.
I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Schwarber. He did a good job converting himself from a catcher to being a serviceable outfielder. Right. But putting him and Castellanos in the corners,
unless you've got Willie Mays in center, man, you got problems.
I don't care if you got Willie. You could have Willie Mays. You could have Willie Mays Hayes. I mean, you could have
Willie Wilson. You could have any Willie out there.
There you go.
You could have Willie Nelson in center field.
You could have Willie Williams.
Are you worried about the fact that Gilbert did not pitch well his last time out? Or at least he did not just pitch as well as he had his previous 5 starts. He kind of struggled a little bit, took the loss against Tampa Bay. It went just 5 innings, give up 7 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks. Is that a bad sign that perhaps the Logan Gilbert sheen has worn off a little bit, or was it just a one-off and he'll be back on track? You've answered. You're impressed by the fact you're taking him, so you believe he will be back on track.
Yeah, I think it was a one-off. I mean, he ended up with a no decision in that game,
right?
Mainly because Tampa Bay scored 3 in the top of the 9th,
right?
In another game where, hey, let's put Paul Sewald out on the mound. What could possibly go wrong? It's Paul Sewald.
Everything could go wrong.
Yeah, it's Paul Sewald. What the hell do you think is going to happen?
Okay. All right. So Gilbert gets back on track today, says Chris. There's your 4-teamers. Astros -125 or +140 if you got some cojones.
Hey, there's some guy in the lobby there. Look at the bottom of the screen there.
Oh, I've got massive. I've got big screen up. So
there's some guy named Jim Williams.
Speak of the devil, and the devil jumps up. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey guys, I didn't want to break into the show. I just was. I got one real quick euchre story for you.
Okay.
And we were breaking in a brand new stage manager. Her name was Cindy Spatrino. And Joe Castiglione was doing the play-by-play, and who's now with Red Sox, and Uke was doing color. And so after we introduced Cindy to Uke, he's like, "No problem, I want to take care, make sure that you're comfortable up here." And so basically, what he does is he reaches in his pocket, he pulls out a key, and he goes, "Damn it." He said, "Cindy, could you do me a favor?" He goes, "What?" She goes, "Of course. What is that?" And he goes, "Could you please take this down to the home plate umpire?" And she goes, "Okay. What should I tell him it's the key to?" He goes, "The batter's box." So Cindy goes downstairs, and we're talking about from the broadcast booth, goes all the way down to the home plate umpire. A half an hour before game time. She's never met the crew chief and umpire. There's umpires are standing there. Could you please tell me which one of you is the home plate umpire? She introduces herself to the home plate umpire. She goes, "Yes, what can I do for you, young lady?" She goes, "I'm Cindy Spatrino. I'm the stage manager for tonight's game, and Mr. Euchre wanted you to have the keys to the battery." Yes. He said, "Okay, thank you very much." He goes, "Do me a favor." That's what's that. "Please tell Mr. Euchre that he needs to see me after the game."
That's hilarious.
So there's and one other quick thing. As big a drinker as Harry was, the king of Rush Street,
right?
I can assure you that a guy in the booth in the South Side could match him drink for drink, and that, of course, was Ken
Hawk Harrelson.
The Hawk.
That's right, the Hawk Harrelson.
Well, Hawk never struck me as a religious teetotaler kind of guy, so that is not a stunning piece of information.
No, and he for a brief time we had him and Drysdale together, and they could both. There were a lot of guys that could drink in those days, guys.
I
But
understand.
I know you got a show to do, but we'll
Ah.
come back and we'll talk about broadcasters and their drinking capabilities. And we'll start with Pat Summerall. And go from there. But anyway, great show, enjoying it, and
Thanks, buddy.
I'll just go back and watch.
Excellent.
But have a
All
good
right.
show, boys.
All right, Jim.
Right,
Thanks.
bye.
There it goes,
See you at
everybody.
3.
It's Jim Williams, kids. He is a good dude, former host of the show, and yeah, nice. He's got stories, man. So many stories. All right, Chris, you want to make some big money today? You got 10 we can play. How you gonna get a 10-teamer?
Yep. We got the Oakland A's. They're a slight underdog on the road against the Tigers. Big pitching matchup there. I'm sure marquee matchup for you, Scott. It's Zach Logue going against none other than Joey Wentz.
Yeah, it's Joey Wentz, buddy, making his debut for Detroit. You know, Detroit Lenny's got to be fired up.
Couple of left-handers in that one.
Okay. All right. I'm a fan
the,
of that.
the Royals, I'm still waiting to find out who they're going to pitch.
Still TBD. The rumor is it's going to be Brady Singer.
From what I heard, it can't be Singer yet because he went down to the minors, so he's got to be down there for 15 days.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I read that in the Kansas City Star yesterday.
I didn't know they'd send him down. I thought they I wonder who they brought up.
Maybe they're going to go. Oh, you know who it might be? And I
No.
just thought I read this in there too. It could be your good buddy Bubich.
No,
Because they moved into the pen, but he hasn't made any appearances.
So Reichel and I will both be right, because I thought he might get one more start. Reichel thought he'd be taken out of the rotation. So we could both be right. He could be taken out of the rotation and get one more start. That would be fantastic. So you don't even care because you got the Royals here.
Because the Rangers are throwing Matt Bush.
We've got Bush.
Beer.
No.
It's not Kyle Busch or Kurt Busch or Bush's Baked Beans.
No.
It's Matt Bush.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. No. 1,000 times no.
And then I'm gonna take the Braves over the Red Sox. And
Sure.
as Ian Anderson once said, the tune ends too soon for us all. It's going to end too soon for the Red Sox, who won yesterday.
That's right. Join us every 5 days for your favorite Jethro Tull quotes. And sometimes it'll be deep cuts.
Do you know what song that's from?
I don't. I know it, and I'll know it when you say it, but I can't remember it.
It's from Life's a Long Song from their first EP back in 1971.
Jesus. Taken back into time.
I mean, I could have gone with Cross-Eyed Mary, but you know.
That what I would have known. Oh, welcome to Just Parlays here. We're spinning the platters that matter, everybody. Taking a big look here at 1:53 in the afternoon. Hope everybody's out there. It's a nice day. It's 89 degrees. Going to be some storms later on. Stay dry, everybody. And now your favorite from Jethro Tull.
We could have gone with this one too. Songs from the Wood.
Let me bring you songs from the woods. Anyway. Braves, minus 125. Ian Anderson, yes, gets back on track. Very good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Arizona over Miami. Good pitching matchup. Merrill Kelly, I'm going to go with him over Sandy Alcantara.
Okay. I've got that one as well. Love that play.
The weird thing is that we talked about it yesterday because you had that as the first 5 stand under, and these teams keep piling up runs for no friggin' reason because you look at when they play everybody else and the games are all like 3-1 or 4-2, and then you look at the games when these teams play, and you've had 9-9-15, 7-12 as the run totals.
Yep. And you know what they all have in common? They're all Arizona wins.
That's true.
Arizona 5-0 against Miami right now this season. So Kelly's been fantastic. 122 ERA, 102 WHIP, 4-2 in his starts. His 2 losses, he gave up 3 runs in 10 innings, so you can't really pin him on him. They had a little power outage there as far as not being able to score, but yeah, I'm a big fan here.
All right then, and then we've got like we said, I've got the Bucks and Celtics under. It was 214.5 when I did it. I know we've seen it at 215.
Yep.
I'm going to lean at Golden State, Memphis staying under just because, and I know I took the over the other day, and you said it was going to stay under, and it did because nobody could shoot. I need to see that these teams can actually put the ball in the basket.
Okay. All right.
And here's where I put the Celtics and the Bucks because like you, I'm a little leery. I think Boston will win. I'm just leery of whether they cover or not.
Right.
Penguins and Rangers, I like to be another high-scoring game. If you take over 6, it's at -1.25, but at over 6.5, it's plus 100. So I mean, if you're gonna take the over anyway, if you take it at 6, you still got to score 7 to go over.
Well, yeah. The only difference is there are 6 is a push.
Right. True. But I mean,
right. You
might as well take the shot for the plus.
You don't call the cops the next day if you take if you take 6.5. So
the Capitals and the Panthers, I like to go over 6.5. That game, you notice I stayed away from it just because of those. And I don't know. I put the Stars game or the actual side down here. Okay. Originally, that's where I had the under, and I said no. I said self because that's me.
Self, I said.
Yep, I said self says that's me. You know, these teams don't score any goals. I might as well move the under up. So this is where where the game itself ended.
Okay, all right. Now, are these in any particular order?
No, I try to keep them in
sport
order because that way it's not all confusing.
Okay,
because they'll be like, why'd you go from baseball to the WNBA to golf to tiddlywinks to backgammon to croquet to cricket back to baseball?
So. They are in alphabetical order, however. So as far as the sport goes,
yeah, that was purely by accident.
I know baseball, basketball, hockey. I had to think about it for a minute to make sure I was right. Yeah. So, okay. Any final thoughts, buddy?
Hopefully we can build on yesterday and have another good day today. Hopefully, you guys had a good time. And make sure you come back and see us.
There you go. Let's go out and make some more money, guys. Hit those parlays, and Chris and I. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. Of course, you can stay tuned, catch Scott and I. It looks like, hey, we're wrapping up early. I'm going to have well over 45 seconds of downtime here.
See that? Wow. Look at that.
Fantastic.
And that's even with Jim coming in and telling a euchre story.
That's right. That's right. So you guys have a great day. Man, there's beautiful weather over a lot of America. I hope you guys are part of it. Enjoy it. Get out there and have some fun. Hope every bet that you have wins today. We'll be back to do it again tomorrow. As Chris and I will talk about Jethro Tull wrestling quotes. Bobo Newworth. I don't even know what Bobo
Holloman.
Bobo Holloman.
Not Baby Newworth.
And all the other shit you had no idea that you wanted to know as we talk about all of that. And Chris?
Just parlays.
Just parlays. You guys take care. We will see you mañana. Bye-bye.